What you want to do is list the company name, the location, and your start and end time of working there. You also want to put a brief explanation in bullet points of what you did there. So for example, I worked at the Hilltop Cinemark movie theater in Richmond, and I had basically every position that you could get there. So I worked in concession, which was working with food, and I also was cashier, which was working with money, and I also was usher, which was cleaning the movie theaters. I was also in the front ripping tickets. So I would put a brief explanation of all of my skills. So I could put customer service, working with money, cleanliness, being a janitor. These are all things that I could put on there that show my skills from that job. You also want to make sure that your overall resume is clean and simple. You don't want to add too much. So I could write so much about my experience at the movie theater, but your employer necessarily doesn't need to know everything. So you want to have a brief explanation of everything. You also want to make sure that your font is readable. You don't want to have a crazy cursive font with different colors and size 25, or bigger. You want to make sure that everything is uniform, simple, and clean.
So when it comes to the education portion of your resume, you want to add the school you're currently attending, as well as the graduation date that you're anticipating. You also want to add any summer classes you may have taken at a community college, and you want to add all the schools you've been to, including high school. You don't need to put middle school or elementary school, because if you went to high school, it's implied that you went to middle school or elementary school. It's also important that if you are confident, you should add your GPA and any honors programs that you were in, because it just showcases all of the great things you accomplished throughout your education. For the awards and other skills section of your resume, some things you definitely want to put on there are any electronic computer skills that you have. So that includes Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, and definitely Excel, if you know it. Also, social media, as surprising as it is a great skill to have. If you have a YouTube channel that has a lot of subscribers and views, or if on Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat, you just have a lot of followers and a lot of people that comment and like your things, it's a great way to market your marketing skills. Another thing you would want to add is if you're a good writer and if you speak another language. Those are also important things you can add. Also, if you're a part of any organizations where you have like a leadership role, that's also important. And then a last tip is to make sure you update your resume frequently, to always keep adding those skills and those different orgs that you're a part